Okay, so some of my interviewing tips that I'd like to share with you guys based on my past experiences and jobs and other tips that I might be helpful for you. One of them is when you first arrive at the property, you want to go ahead and be nice to everyone on the property because believe it or not, if you're not nice to the first person that you meet on that property, like the security guard, the receptionist, whoever is in the building, it will eventually travel to the person you don't want it to travel to. So make sure that you are nice to everyone on property from the time you arrive on property to the time you leave. You always want to make a good first impression on to everyone in the building. So go ahead and smile and just be a good person overall. And when you go ahead and meet with your interviewer, make sure that you are on time. I would suggest at least 15, 20 minutes prior to your appointment. And then go ahead and give a good firm handshake. Make sure you have good posture, sit up straight. Just be ready. Let them see that you're ready, you're serious, you want this job, and that you're not messing around. So have good posture, make good eye contact, and always be ready with answers or whatever they have for you. Okay, so now you're inside the interviewer's office and you guys are about to start the interview. Make sure that you're ready. Clear your thoughts, clear your mind, get yourself psyched up and ready for the interview. Don't get distracted. And if you are nervous, just do the best you can by kind of pace your breathing and think positive thoughts. Think of what outcome you want to happen and what you need to do to make that happen. So just be really confident. If you need to give yourself a pep talk before you go to your interview, go ahead. But just make sure you're ready. And when an interviewer asks you questions, for example, tell me a little bit about yourself, they don't mean, all your little personal information like your dog, your cat. They're not talking about that. So you want to reference like your education, your past employment histories, as far as, I attended this school and therefore I attained this job and therefore I can go ahead and do these things for your company. And you really want to showcase why you're beneficial to their company and what you can do. So you want to focus kind of on your positives. Even though down the road they will ask you, they might say, what is your greatest weakness? What is something about you that you're not so, maybe that you don't like about you? So what you want to do with those questions is you want to focus, you want to be honest and genuine and say, yes, this is my weakness. But because of that, I do further studying in technology. Like, let's say you're not so savvy on technology. So you want to say, my weakness is kind of getting myself updated with technology and current events. So you can go ahead and, tell them, but because that is my weakness, what I'm doing is doing my best to learn or relearn or checking out books to go ahead and bring my skills to a higher level so I can be prepared. But that has been my weakness in the past, but this is what I'm doing to better myself because of those things. So at least they see that you are trying to overcome your weaknesses. But make sure when you're telling the interviewer your weaknesses that you're also genuine and you're letting them know that you're not a slacker and that you're doing your best to overcome those things, and kind of give them some kind of reassurance that yes, I was honest with you, but I am doing something about it. So always make a negative into a positive, and then at the same time just share with them what you can do for their company. Okay, so another part of your interview can consist of, are you a team player? Do you work well with others? And please give us an example of how you were a team player, and did you have conflict at work with other coworkers? Do you get along well with others? So those types of questions, the interviewer wants to see if you do work well with others, and or are you kind of like do you have issues and things like that. So you just basically want to give them examples of your past work behavior, maybe give them a hint of regarding your morals and values and etiquette and how you handle things and how you apply those things to your job. Maybe you can give an example of how you treated a customer, or if there was conflict at work with a coworker, how you stayed professional and you didn't get involved in any kind of drama, and how you set yourself apart from drama and other things that can be distracting and unprofessional, especially if a customer is watching. So you want to give examples. You want to let the interviewer know that you are professional at work, you stay out of drama, and you want to give examples of how you're a team player. What do you contribute to the team? Do you put your input, and are you the kind that listens instead of mostly talks? So this is where the interviewer wants to see if they want to hire you, if you do get along with others, because if it's a job where you're going to be working with a few people or a big group, they want to know that the people they hire can get along and knows how to be a team player and is not going to start any drama. And any job, you want to be professional, you want to be a team player, because that's how the work gets done and everybody stays happy that way. Okay, also, you don't want to ramble. You don't want to keep talking more than you should. So if you're asked a question, maybe 1 to 2, 3 examples is enough. You don't want to go overboard and keep talking and give too many examples. So kind of see, based on the interviewer's body language and how they're looking at you, you could tell if you're giving too much information or enough is enough. So you want to be balanced in how many examples you give or how long you're talking, and try your best not to do like a lot of hand motions. A lot of people talk with their hands, like over here, over there. So you want to minimize and control your hand motions. You don't want to be distracting like that. Some people are just, maybe they don't like that. So when you're talking, just maintain your posture, keep your hands down, and if you need to do a hand gesture real quick, you can, but don't make it where it's kind of bothersome for them. So really do your best to control your hand gestures, and your posture is really important. So when you're talking, they will give you time to get your answers and thoughts together, but you want to make sure that you don't take too long, and at the same time, you don't want to answer abruptly and not even think about your answers. So just really pace yourself on everything that you're doing. Be genuine, and just give them the best answer you can. And you always want to be ready, depending on the company you're going to be interviewing for. If you need to look into that company's history, whatever it is that you might have to look up so you know more about the company and the position you're applying for, you always want to be ready, because the other job applicants out there might be more ready than you. So if it's a job you really, really want and need, you want to make sure you cover all areas of the company and your job position that you're applying for, and just be overall ready with the interviewer. Okay, also sometimes an interviewer will ask you, do you have any questions for me? And they're not necessarily talking about like salary or break time or things like that you're not even hired yet. So you kind of want to leave that to them, for them to open that subject up, What you want to do in this case is, if you do you have any questions about the company that you're not so sure of? Is there something that you need to resolve with them prior to you getting hired? Or just any concerns that's more on the professional level, not necessarily like you were hired already. So with that question, it could be tricky, so be really careful with that one. Okay, in closing up and winding up a job interview, you want to go ahead and make sure if you need to summarize, you know, what happened in the interview to them real quick, just to kind of overall summarize what you're about and the benefits of hiring you. If you feel you have a time slot for that, go ahead. And you also, of course, want to, during the whole interview process, you want to make sure you talk, not slang. Kind of be careful, how you talk. Now, if the interviewer is really relaxed and talking, slang and kind of just kick back, depending on how informal the job is or formal, you still want to, even though they're talking that way, you still want to represent yourself properly. You can be relaxed, but don't let yourself go all the way, because they could just be testing you to see if you're going to, be let loose too much or something. So even though they're that way, you want to go ahead and carry yourself, of course, still professional. You can be relaxed a little bit, but don't be too relaxed. You want to still stay and maintain your professionalism. So when it's closing up, go ahead and thank them for their time. Let them know, just give them that impression that you're very ready to work. You're going to be a positive addition to their company. That, just give them that good vibe, that good energy about you, that you're ready for them to hire you. And make sure you shake their hand again with a firm handshake. Thank them for their time. And then if you need to get their email, give them a thank you card or send them an email to thank them for their time. And then if you need to do a follow-up with them, make sure you wait at least, maybe a few days or a week, but don't email them every day or call them or anything like that. So basically give them time and leave a good impression. You always want to give a good first impression, and you also want to make a good last impression. So I hope this has helped you guys with any future interviewing you might have for jobs. And I'm just sharing what I have gone through in my past jobs. This is not necessarily what's correct, but in my opinion and in my experiences, it's what's helped me get and acquire my jobs. So I really hoped you liked my video, and if you do, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.